Okay, we're going to talk about calories. Calories. Well, I know what calories are. I just look at the label and it says 50 calories, 80 calories, but then I scratch my head and it says calories from sugar or calories from fat. How about let's figure out the calories or the understanding of the calories, but we have to separate. There's two worlds. You have fake calories and you have good calories. Now, it's the same as fuel. You have bad fuel, terrible fuel, which would relate to bad calories. Oh, it's too fattening, okay, because it's the wrong type of fat. Or you've got this side of the fence, which is good fuel, good food. Now, if you could put good fuel or good food into your car, your vehicle, don't you think that the calories that you put in would make you stronger than the calories, of course, if you were sort of thinking about this and saying the calories that I put in that are fake, that have no real optimizing movement for me, I know those calories I put in, I have to assimilate those or try to process them. So you have this idea, remember, the scale of justice. Good versus bad, or bad versus good. Hopefully, you're getting smarter by the internet telling you about all these things. But the sugars aren't just, remember, the only part of it. It's the chemicals that actually lie around the sugars that are in the foods that they use these sugars with, because the sugars, remember, usually mean that if you're eating these, it most likely means you don't know what you're eating. And then if that's the case, then most likely you're probably eating foods that are just flavor sensed, meaning that if it tastes good, it's good. So if that's the case again, this is the best stevia we found. It's a super fine green stevia. Okay, it's not processed. It's not broken down by certain chemicals or different types of processing that takes this beautiful, pretty much zero-calorie sugar and turns it into this beautiful, you got to look and see, this is a way for you to be able to change your sweet tooth over to a sweet tooth with zero bad calories. So you're going to put this into your system and exchange it over for certain foods that you would put together. You would compete with sugar for. So as long as it tastes sweet, it's going to go ahead and really, really do okay with your brain. Remember, your brain basically only understands sort of things that it only likes and understands what it's only had. So manipulating your sugar load is very smart to do. So we have a variety of different sugars. What you're really trying to do too is if you have sugar, you get mineralized sugars only. Don't get white processed sugar. That means it's like white rice. They take out all the minerals and here's the sugar. Try to process that. The same with salt. Here's salt. And you take out all the minerals and now you've got poisonous salt. So try to stay away from sugar that's been processed and utilize Lucuma, Mesquite pod. These are sweeteners. Utilize even some dried fruits and different things instead of like a banana maybe inside your desserts or tea or whatever you were going to use that you would take the place for sugar. So that's just another tip of the day on sugar, just so you can grasp that there's a lot more products at your fingertips that we just didn't have 4 or 5 years ago. So try to stay away from the highly concentrated forms of sugar. Remember, a cola has like 5 heaping teaspoons of sugar. 5! The average person in the United States drinks 40 gallons of cola or soft drinks a year. 50 pounds of white sugar. Hey, that's not me. I don't have any. So who's eating and drinking my share? This is like a propensity of thought when you really see that 80% of the population of the United States is 15 pounds plus overweight. Sugaraholics, and 30% of the population, remember, 30% is obese. Super sugaraholics. Super. And obese just means you're 30 pounds plus overweight. It just means really that cut down on your sugar, increase your liquids, and all these things will change magically for you. We'll see you next time.
Important reminder. All information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.